Yo, you can probably hear me on the live stream. I don't think you can hear me on the space quite yet. I'm not sure why it's not accepting me as the co-host. But Mr. Dude, if you can hear me, go ahead, man. While I get this situated, sir, please, thank you.
No chat. Yes. With the gym and everything else and learning.
Why is this not fucking connecting?
Is Waddy going to open up those beautiful pipes of his and, belt it out? Move over it, Dell. You got nothing on Waddy. Are we singing again? At least maybe we can end the show, just yeah, for sure. Just to send us on our way. Okay, so I'm going to pin something while Jay's messing around.
I can't get the fucking audio. I don't know if you guys can hear me. I cannot get the Bluetooth to connect to the fucking road, so I can't get the space.
And we're talking all things Web3, gaming, drops, crypto, all kinds of shenanigans. And this is one of the coolest spaces you're ever going to be in. And Waddy's sick.
What the fuck? All right, maybe that's going to be better now. Okay, hopefully that's better on YouTube. I would think so.
I'll watch for the comments.
Yeah, if StreamYard was muted for some reason, that's when I reset the road. It must have muted me on stream. Anyway, I'm not going to let this bother me. What were we just talking about? Because there was something that
Carrie said something hilarious that M-Kid had lost his mind, and then you were about to go on to like a new topic. So whatever's on your brain.
it was good too.
Sounds about right.
That's a dope hat, though. Also, if you're not watching the stream, J Chain's got one of those UFC V Chain hats on. Those are dope.
Oh yeah. That's my VFam crew and the UFC. That's I got that when we went to Louisville to the UFC fight night. It was a great time. I brought Emmy there. She loved it. She actually, so she was really interested in the female fighters, which was, I get it because she's my daughter. And then maybe fourth or fifth fight in of the prelim card, out cold at a UFC event. And Whitney and I look at each other like, she was like literally just screaming and cheering, and now she's passed out. Should we go or should we stay? And she was asleep. We stuck
she's
around.
Sleeping through it.
She slept through it, like with rock music and screaming and people going nuts. It was amazing. And then she woke up after her nap and then got back to cheering. It was great.
Sometimes people beating the shit out of each other is very soothing.
Yeah, well, she's been
like
doing
people on the roller coasters, and they're like, they pass out, and they like wake up again. Like,
I love those. I love watching those videos, man. That's so fast. I feel like some of it's fake, but I love watching those.
That's my guilty pleasure. Just watching people fade in and out of consciousness.
The videos where
Mike's
people
other
fall.
Guilty pleasure, if you're unfamiliar, Mike, Modern Canadian's other guilty pleasure is listening to the show from his shower. He likes to really feel part of that show.
Oh, is it that loud? I have a car running beside me. I'm testing the air conditioning.
Definitely sounded like running water. I thought it was maybe raining where you were. It's all right. It's not a big
I gotta get a better mic. I gotta get a better mic for the show.
You are all good. Shout out to speaking of the show, shout out to everybody that's here. I see the chat is active. We are good now. It sounds like you can hear me. Thank you guys for being here. Make sure you smash the like. If you are watching on X, hit the heart. If you are listening in the space, because there are almost 100 of you, make sure that you guys go down to the bottom right, hit the purple pill, and you're going to want to bring some more people in here because we're going to be talking about some Bitcoin stuff. Really, I think it's probably we can use Bitcoin as the catalyst. Now, if there's any updates, any major things like whether it's ordinals, BRC20s, what is the other one? VRC 420s? Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's one of them. The newest thing's fractal Bitcoin. That's the one I mentioned the other day.
Yeah.
If you look in it's really trending. My theory, just a little conspiracy theory, it feels so Wall Street using it, but it is so much fun. Fractal Bitcoin's crazy. Is it a fork? Is it an L2? I've heard mixed opinions from a lot of Bitcoin experts. And you know what? It's just fun. That's why I'm on there.
I love that, man.
There's a new one. There's a new one too. If you sell your Bitcoin, that's called rectal Bitcoin. So
rectum.
Yeah, that's
rectal Bitcoin. So you don't want to be selling your Bitcoin.
Rectum. Damn,
there's another R word to use when you sell your Bitcoin.
You gotta this ain't the time to sell. Like, this is not the time to sell. No way. No, I think that I
feel like such a boomer with Bitcoin. I just buy and hold. I don't know anything about the fractals or the ordinals, so maybe you guys can teach me.
Yeah, let's talk about it today. I think that's a fantastic idea. I think that would be great. Go ahead.
Oh no, I'd say I've been balls deep in that all weekend, and this week so far. The big collections so far look like fractal punks and then the fractal puppets, and actually some potential alpha. I had mentioned 2 fractal puppets. Hey, I noticed one of our NFTs has a bazooka in it. Is it possible that a game is coming with fractal puppets on fractal Bitcoin, which would be Uniworlds, which is that's the metaverse project on fractal Bitcoin, if anyone's interested in that. So there's a lot of cool stuff that could be happening. Again, I don't know because technically speaking, the Bitcoin experts I've talked to are like, well, it's basically a clone of Bitcoin Core running the new OpCat upgrade. But here's the interesting thing. OpCat was developed by Satoshi himself back in 2009. So arguably, is this the real vision that Satoshi had for Bitcoin? That's the debate. But the other interesting thing is how much the marketing exploded. I mean, within 2 days now, look at it. It's one of the most popular topics trending about Bitcoin. And is it even Bitcoin really? That's the question.
Do you think, is it just all fitting into that narrative to just prime the pump for when we get to September? You know, we've got all of the, whether it's new protocols, you know, all this, what could be considered pretty decently bullish news, not maybe the catalyst right now, but all used as fuel for the fire when we get to Pumptember.
Well, yeah, and think about this. Rate cuts are what, a week away?
Is it today? Is it supposed to be today or next week?
Is it today? Okay, I don't know. It's very soon. Yeah. So the timing of it is, that's why I think my little conspiracy, quote unquote, is the idea that Wall Street might be behind this, is even possibly BlackRock has something to do with it. But all I know is this: the Unisat team is behind Fractal Bitcoin, and they are revolutionary for what they did already on chain on the real Bitcoin, quote unquote, with ordinals and everything else. So, you know, they're a legit team, or are they compromised? I have no idea. I just think it's a lot of fun. And from an investor or collector perspective, I should say, in case Gensler is listening, because we are just collectors, the digital assets themselves are, you know, they're really fun. So it doesn't even matter. If there's going to be a pump, a narrative pump, along with rate cuts, the timing is interesting, and the marketing as well. It's just kind of exploded on the scene here.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think, you know, first off, fact correct. You were right. The 18th is when it's set for. So that would be next Wednesday. So not today.
Yeah, I'm not sure, to be honest. Okay, but well, did you see the timing though? Right, it's pretty interesting.
Oh, 100%.
This new big thing comes out of nowhere on Bitcoin. It's not out of nowhere. I mean, some tech nerds were talking about it a month ago, but not really. And even then, there's a big split in the community, but it's moving forward anyway. And it is actually really cool. You know, even if it is an L2 or a soft fork or some kind of fork, as people are saying, it's, if you can make money on it, that is really, let's be honest, that's why most people are here. I mean, so does it matter?
Hey, shout out to the XRP army, by the way. I don't know if anybody's looking at the chart, but sheesh, I saw in the chat that XRP is running. There was some announcement. We got to take a look and see what the announcement was. Let's see. The chat says Grayscale announced, so we got to take a look and see what that means. But XRP up from, it's like up to 60 cents or something like that. It was like in the low, it was like 51 or 52 cents this morning. So 60 cents. Hey, that's big for XRP. So shout out to the holders there. You got like $2 and I don't know, probably $3 more to get to your all-time high again.
Well, they had smart contracts that launched, I think, last week on XRP. That might be why.
Yep. Yeah, that's what I was going to say too. I know last week I saw that video. They put out smart contracts on it. I don't know if it's last week or this week. They all kind of blur together.
So I wonder what that has to do with Grayscale, though.
Also, though, it's hilarious that it takes like a week. Like, I have a bag of XRP, so I'll make fun of myself. But we've all stopped looking for XRP news. That a week later, it's like, oh no way.
You know, it just sucks. The you know, I'm building. So yesterday we were weaning down the 10 coins. I had put together a list of 10 coins to build a 5K portfolio during the afternoon show. And XRP was one of the ones that was a potential that I was going to deploy some of that USDC into. But now we got to wait for this thing to come back down, because it was like, yeah, it was 53.5 cents yesterday during the show when I wrote the price in. And then it's, you know, 60 today. Not, I mean, it's not a huge difference. It's not like it ripped to $1. So a couple cents is nothing before this thing actually takes off.
Well, one last thing. Sorry to interrupt. I'll throw this out there, then I'll shut up. But, and a very interesting thing to watch for on XRP is Futureverse, which is arguably one of the biggest open metaverse projects, that it was also developed on XRPL. So, and it's interoperable they're working on interoperability with Ethereum, which is already set up. And so if you think about that, that could be a catalyst in itself, because Futureverse, again, they are partnered with Readyverse, which is with the Ready Player 2 film crew. And so there's a lot of interesting things that could cause XRP to keep going. So pay attention.
I mean, dude, I'm telling you, like, all jokes aside, XRP's been, the stable coin, but it's been suppressed, right? Because of the lawsuit that they had with the SEC and all that stuff. But like, we know the writing's been on the wall. Everybody does. Like, whether you are into what they do or not, like, that's not the matter, right? The matter is that XRP is going to rip. And like everybody says, it's going to melt faces 100%. Like, when the time is right, when the time comes, XRP is going to absolutely shock people at what it does. Absolutely. 100%. I'm a firm believer in that.
I purchased my first XRP in, I want to say it was May, wait for it, of 2014.
You're a son of a gun, man. You son of a gun.
I haven't touched it. I haven't looked at it. I think I'm up 100x on it, but it took 10 years to go up 100x. And then I was kicking myself that I should have sold all of it in 2018.
No, dude.
I was like,
bro, I think like
at this point, let it ride. What's another decade, dude?
Dude, I honestly, like, I think, dude, it's gonna be like in its prime, probably in like 3-ish years, right?
Yeah, don't ask me about what diamond handing is. It's like, for me, diamond handing, like 10 years. That's a diamond hand.
The decade.
Well, yeah, they said that Buffett didn't get rich till his like 60s, right? So it's like finally one day I'll be like, see, I just listened to Warren Buffett's advice and I held XRP for 35 years and now I can quit my job. Finally.
It's one of those things that it's around. I mean, so you got to give hats off. How many cryptocurrencies, outside of the few major ones that are,
You're right.
Still
and they've been going to war
later.
for the whole ecosystem. Like they just were the first ones to be like, you know what, SEC, we're not going to take this. We're not going to take it.
And then you got to, guys, sometimes the people that get beat up the most don't necessarily, go up the highest price, but you got to give hats off to these people because they're paving the way, man, for the rest of the cryptocurrency.
That's a good point. And also, like, to tie that into X, because we know Elon listens every day, is because Elon's taken this hard stance against all these governments around the world. Did you guys see that Zuck actually came out and he's like, I'm fucking done apologizing for shit.
Yeah.
So he's like, you know what, if they have all their beef, and I'm sure they've like spoken privately though anyways, like he's now given Zuck permission basically to be like, yo, don't worry, like X will have your back and go up against the like all these governments trying to impede in your free speech and shit. So good for him.
I gotta say, Mark Zuckerberg, like a total character arc over the last maybe 2 years, right? Like, for whatever reason, I think everybody hated him because of, I think maybe the misconception, what he's talking about right now, right? Like what happened to him is how he got hated on and just shit on. And maybe it's for some other reasons too, right? Facebook will always be Facebook. But then at the end of the day, like you hear this stuff come out and then you see like, it's like he's cool. Like, he did the surfing thing. He did the MMA thing. The Brazilian jiu-jitsu thing, he's got the beard, the chains, the hair, like, he's like totally changed his image. Like whether he hired a PR firm or he just freed himself from the shackles of like whatever that was he was encumbered upon and will be, or whatever that expression is.
He's becoming like Lex Luthor, right? He had good intentions. Now he's turning into Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
Alpha glow up.
Dude, you just described like every Marvel villain. Like, turning from like a nerd into like this like powerful
good
like
intentions to bad boy.
A hero arc.
Yeah, what they say, right? Either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain, right?
I like that.
He's been both. It's interesting.
Yeah, well, it's interesting to see it happen, right? And then when you hear the stories like that come out, you can't help it. I don't want to say you can't help but feel bad for the guy. That's not what I'm trying to say. He's fine. He's doing okay.
We all can change. That's the thing. That's the beautiful thing about life.
Well, there comes a point in your life, right? If you created something from the ground up, and then people are dictating to you how you can run what you created. I mean, I think that eventually starts to get old.
Yes.
Because who likes to be told what to do, right? I mean, that's kind of what happened to the guy.
And he tried to like help them, like, okay, like I don't want to piss off this government. I don't want to I'll try to play the game and play by their rules. And then it gets to the point where you're like, man, like stop making more rules.
Right. And then you also had Elon stand up, so anytime like, movements happen. It always takes one person standing up to, take the heat, and everybody else is like, well, that guy said this is okay, and that's how I feel. And then another person stands up, and another person stands up. That's how movements start, right? You look throughout history, it's always started by one person sticking taking one for the team, right? Sticking their neck out there. And Elon did that for social media, and now other people are starting to stand up and say, yeah, we're not going to take this either.
You know what would be, what would just be absolutely amazing? And I would love to be the moderator. So if anybody listening could make this happen, I would love to be the moderator of this. Host a panel between Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, and Jack Dorsey. How crazy would it be to talk to those three guys at the same time?
Especially if it was really put on by like fucking WWE. And there's going to have the match. It's going to be the two that team up.
Steel cage
karate
match
and then take someone else on.
We'll do it at the pit in Karate Combat.
Hell in the Cell, Buried Alive.
Yeah, but the whole trick is that Elon and Zuck are actually on the same team. They make it seem like they're against each other, and then they take out the champ, Like, oh, social media stands up for each other.
Are you saying the wrestling isn't real?
I was thinking about some kind of alliance the whole time, but I do like how you brought that into more of like a Survivor, what was that called where they all got in the ring and it was like the last person standing won?
Oh, the Royal Rumble? Those are good.
The Royal Rumble.
Dude, they still do those, man.
Do they really?
Oh yeah, they look like a good. You can gamble on them now.
It's just a nightmare.
Should we do a Web3 Breakfast Wrestling tournament Royal Rumble?
Do you know
ladder match, Hell in the Cell, and then Buried Alive right at the end?
I could totally see. You guys remember MySpace? I could totally see Tom coming out from MySpace too.
He came back the other day. I saw him post something.
Yeah.
First time in years he posted. So you're right. They are coming back together now.
Dude, you know what? All right, I'm going to throw another one into the mix on you guys. When I was doing the new Money Gang show, actually, funny enough, I have my mug today with me. When I was doing that show, we were doing a lot of side hustle stuff, and I had connected with Craig from Craigslist. And we had, gone back and forth, like really nice. And then I said, hey, let me ask you a question. Would you mind like doing like an interview, talking about, I'm doing this show about side hustles, yada, 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 yada. And he got really weird. And he goes, I don't talk about Craigslist. I only deal with philanthropy now. And then that was it. I was like, what the fuck? Like, that was so strange.
Dude, his real name is even Craig. That's the real. There's actually a guy named Craig behind Craigslist. Yes. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yes. Angie's list. Hilarious. Her name was Angie, I think. I would hope.
Come on now.
One of my favorite naming things is Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. And I don't know if anybody understands what that means, but he named it after his mother. So Ruth is his mother. And so Ruth's Chris would be the son, the entity of the son. And so Ruth's Chris, that's the son's name for that steakhouse. Got to tell you, if you've never been, it's delicious. They serve your steak piping hot, sizzling on a plate, but that's not even the main attraction. You got to get the sweet potato dish as your side. It's really like a dessert, but it's fucking delicious. Do it. The show's been brought to you by Ruth's Chris Potato casserole.
And people are going to have to wait to the next bull run to be able to afford Ruth Chris to go get their steak.
That's true. That is true.
Do we have a Ruth Chris in Toronto, Mr. Dude? I thought we did.
I think there's one near Square One.
Nice.
We got to hurry up because the chain may be headed for bankruptcy. I
really?
They're not doing. Yeah, they're not doing well.
Well, the economy sucks. So what do you guys think about all this? Like, how this ties into Bitcoin, right? Like, I know that when the rates drop and we're expecting a 25 bip drop, right? Woohoo! Like, they spent years pumping it up. So like one tiny little rate drop, like, why is everybody getting so excited over it? Like, we've got a lot of work to do and a lot more rate cuts to go to get back to where people really are going to start borrowing money again, like back to like the 4.5% to 5% range, not 8%, right?
I think this rate cut is already priced in my opinion.
I can't. What'd you say?
I'm pretty sure this rate cut is already priced in.
Yeah, well, so we read an article on the afternoon show. I think, what is today? Thursday. It might have been Monday, might have been Tuesday. I can't remember the day it was, but it was about the whole rate cut thing and how some larger firms are talking about. They're baking in. I think it was like 240 point cut over the next 12 months. Obviously chopping it up over time. Scaling in and into that, all that. But I don't know how close we actually get to, that puts us back into, remember, like I think the 4% range or something like that. And that seems to be about right. But do you think they'll actually let it get that low?
Well, Canada's already cut 0.75 in total so far. So I think this next cut is going to be a 0.5 cut, and it's going to get us a little closer because Canada and US usually stay pretty close to each other. But Canada usually does with the cuts like a week or so before, so we're a little ahead. So I just look at Canada to see what we're doing and kind of forecasting what the US will do.
Yeah, I think it needs to be a half a basis point versus a quarter of a basis point. It doesn't.
The odds. The odds of that went so low yesterday. I think it's like that's something we've been looking at on Ben's show pretty often, and like I think it was I don't remember what it went to, but like as of yesterday, it was like a 80% chance that it was just going to be a 25%, a 25 point cut.
Yeah, just do like a 1 basis point and pull the Band-Aid off and really stimulate everything. Just cut the shit and let's just get it going immediately.
Just get people excited.
That would do
inflation
it.
came in lower than they expected. I think at 2.5%. So like everything's primed for rate cutting regime to start.
Well, I mean, that's what they say, right? After we found out that they lied about 1 million jobs, like I don't think anybody trusted a word. But we got to take it at face value, right? Because we know what it's going to do to the numbers. But does anybody believe anything anymore?
No.
Nope.
I don't.
No. And they also too, remember, they don't, it's like food, they don't take into inflation. And that's what's hilarious, right? I mean, the majority of people are getting pounded with inflation from food, and that's not even counted. So, it's just a weird system.
I remember last year I went down to Florida and I couldn't believe the food was expensive. Like it was the same prices that we pay here in Canada, but in American prices. So it was like 30% more than what I would pay at home. It was insane.
It's bad here. Yeah, Florida's tough.
Yeah, I think it was Publix, and it was I couldn't believe how expensive things were.
They have great key lime pie though, the best in Florida.
I was at
Publix?
Cocoa Beach actually, and that's like the key lime pie capital.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have a Publix itself, the grocery store. That's like if you want an off the shelf key lime that's guaranteed to be good, Publix is a great one.
I love that.
But they're like really expensive.
I'm just right up the way in Georgia, and we have Publix here, and big fan. Between what else do we have? I don't even know what else we have. Like Kroger.
You have Kroger.
Yep. Yeah.
Do you have Piggly? You don't have Piggly Wigglies, do you?
No, we had that when growing up in Chicago. We had that. They had a couple of those, the Piggly Wiggly in We had one in Naperville where I grew up. I know that for a while, and then they knocked it down. BB Hash, what's up, dog?
Okay, first question. Naperville is a real place in the world, like where neighbors live. It's the village it's like Mr. Rogers' neighborhood.
Yeah, Naperville, and we were Napervillans, and I'll tell you
that's
what,
amazing.
Basic. It's basic, man.
That's amazing. You'll always be from. That's fucking fantastic. Carrie, there's a Ruth Chris's.
You can't take the basic
at University in Richmond. There's a Ruth Chris's, and I think there's one in Vaughan or something, but it's pretty far from you. But they do exist. It's good steak, and I do hear they're in financial turmoil. Rate cuts up here in Canada. I know people already said this, but yeah, we're already 75 bips in. We did start before the US, so it's not surprising that we started rate cuts before them as well. I don't believe anything these people say either, Jay Chains, but as far as rate cuts go, like it will happen. It's not the kind of thing they're like, oh, hey, we're like pulling the wool over your eyes. Like maybe it'll be 50, maybe it won't be till next month, although I'd be very surprised. And there will be, what did you say, 240?
That's what the article said. I don't know what people are actually thinking.
That's about right. They're trying to get to like between 2 and 2.5%, I think, and that would put them there. And you got to remember, like we had 0% rates 4 years ago.
Right.
0%. So we swung too far one way. We'll find a happy medium. But the reason that it is going to happen, my personal opinion, not financial advice, you're seeing the signs of, I guess, what they would call recession, bad word, coming up. Like unemployment is becoming an issue. And so that's the kind of stuff that will tip their hand, regardless of how investors and bankers and all those people feel. Like, despite what we feel about the Bank of Canada, the Bank of America, the Fed changing rates, they are not going to fuck up their economy any more than they have if it was up to them. And that is maybe some people might call a naive view. Like, what are you talking about? They're trying to black swan event us so they can buy all our Bitcoin at a cheaper price. Yeah, kind of. It wouldn't be good for the government if everybody had to start stealing food from each other. That'd be a fucking problem for them. So it's a balancing act.
I'm with you there. How do you think this is going to, when the rate cuts start coming in, how do you think it's going to really turbocharge where we are with the bull run? Is it we're going to get a nice little slow trickle for the rest of this year, so don't expect it? Because some people think that we're not going to actually see the bull run kick off until 2025. I don't think so. I think October we're really going to see some strong positive motion. But what are your thoughts on that with adding more rate cuts in next year?
I think the rate cuts, it takes time for rate cuts to actually hit the economy. Like back in 2020, 2022, when they were starting to raise interest rates, the whole narrative was like, oh, it takes 6 to 8 months or whatever, 6 to 18 months for a rate cut to hit. So every cut is also going to be the same way. Every cut's going to take a certain amount of months or time for the rates to actually affect the economy. So that's what I'm thinking. We're gonna start at Q4 of this year, but really, the most gains are going to be in 2025.
Pack your bags, boys and girls.
It already started last October.
Pack them. Yeah, I mean, it's funny like that on the short term, right? And that's what we know based on the ebbs and flows of the market and all that stuff. But when you do zoom out, I think MKit is he has rubbed it in our face in a good way, and we love you, brother. But being that he got in so early, like some other people did, right? Like early into crypto, it's literally been up since then. So there's no down markets if you got in early enough. And so on the when in doubt, zoom out, baby. Things are headed up and to the right.
I mean, you take any major cryptocurrency right now, you buy it. You may not be in money for months or maybe even in worst case scenario years, but eventually half a decade from now, you're going to be up a substantial amount of money.
Yeah. And that's why
I just took some money out of a GIC that my mom had put in there for my sister, and it's making up here in Canada, I think it was doing 5.25%, and I put it into major cryptos because I expect in the next 5 years, this is a long-term thing, right? I expect for the next 5 years that I'm going to outperform a 5% return. So that, I'm not even looking at that shit. It's literally an investment. If you're swinging more than 5%, it's so much more difficult because we're at what one? I'm sorry, I'm looking at Solana. We're at 57. Oh my God, J Chains, it's fucking deja vu. 57,800. Are we going back down to 49? Or are we going up to 72? And if we do that, are we going to break 49? Or are we going to break 72? We're just ranging. And we've been ranging for 6 months?
Since March, I think.
And the stock market, I think, is doing the same.
Yeah, I think there was some chart, man, I think if you look at the 3-day, I want to say the 3-day on Bitcoin, something like that, is since March. And you could probably trace it back a little bit farther with a wider range, but you could probably pinch it down to, I think it was probably about a $7,000 or $8,000 range, literally since March. Maybe a little bit more now that, we've had a little bit more volatility and stuff. But yeah, man, this thing's, we're not going really one way or the other. In a major way. So, I think a lot of people are thinking the days of that are numbered. There's a lot of charts, a lot of setups. I've been talking with AJ the last couple of days, and especially when we're trying to build up this portfolio, that there are so many coins that are in a potential breakout situation on longer term, 3-day charts and stuff. That it just seems like we are just on the cusp of something amazing happening right now. Obviously it could go the opposite way, but it just doesn't feel like that to me. Pumptumber is coming. We are we're almost halfway through September. That means we're 2.5 weeks until we really are much more primed to see positive action.
Conspiracy hat, black swan event, how would that even affect the market? Like if we had an FTX situation today, would Solana go to $8? I just don't think so. Would Bitcoin go to 20? I don't think so. With the ETF money, it's just I think the volatility downwards is not gone, but lessened. Like I'm looking at this fucking wick on the weekly. This is a fucking stupid wick. This is a $9,000 wick
on the weekly,
Bitcoin,
you said?
which is all on the weekly chart from 4 weeks ago when we went from 57 down to 49, and that was within a week. So that's a huge range. That's what 1 out of 6. We're looking at 16% wick. That's fucking crazy. But if you go back and you look at where we were 4 or 5 years ago, and you look at the wicks from a percentage-wise perspective, we were getting fucking massive volatility. Like here in February 2020, we had a week where we went down from 7. If you were in the market, you probably remember this. We went from like 7,900 down to 3,000. Mm-hmm. Think about that. That's a 52%, 57% drop. That's fucking wild.
I would love that.
I don't
right
think
now. I know that that would
a 50% week ever again.
I would love that right now. I know that it would wreck some people and that would make a lot of people scared and that would probably hurt the market. But could you imagine if you could get Bitcoin like one more time? And I know it's always the meme, like I just want one more chance. I'll do it. I promise this time.
We had the chance, JJ. We had the chance.
I know. We did.
It was literally here.
That's it though. I don't think you'll ever see the 30s again, ever.
A year ago today, we were at 26,000.
All right, would you go in if you could? So there's a lot of talk about time travel lately, and so it's on the brain, right? If you could go back in time. Now, I can't guarantee you that you can come back to right now, but you could go back in time. Would you do that? And would you buy Bitcoin when it was a lot cheaper, or would you say, fuck it, I missed it? Because you can't guarantee that you're coming back to this time frame.
If I didn't have a family, 100%.
No. Your current situation. So if you have a family that you've got to either say goodbye or try to bring them back, you might have to bring them back with you, and then you never know what's going to happen.
Oh my! If I could bring them back with me, I feel like that's fucking perfect. But no, I don't think I'd take the risk.
Yeah.
If I can't come back.
Yeah,
you got to go. Fucking
we got to make this. We got to make this hard for everybody. This is the question of the day. You don't get to take anyone with you. It's just you. It's just you. Current situation. So like you got parents, spouse, kids, whatever. They cannot go with you.
I'd be so fucking rich though.
I know.
I'd be so fucking rich.
I know.
You'd be rich, but then you would have to create the same circumstances so you can meet your wife and like have your kid and all that. So that'd be crazy.
Well, you're going to, I mean, that's interesting. So I guess maybe like if you decided to go through with it, I'm not saying that I would, but if I did, what I would do is I would knowingly, right? Because in this dimension, in this time zone or wherever time frame where I'm at, I do know the information about my daughter. So what I would do is go to the bank and when I blast back to the past, right? And then set up like accounts or crypto wallets or all that stuff for her with like, some kind of time release message. So I'm probably going to alter my time and space, but she'll get some. She won't be there because I won't be the dad. You fuck it up. You fuck up the whole thing.
It all depends what time travel you're working with, right? Like if you go back in time, does that create a whole new timeline? What if your daughter's name is different? Then she's
what movie did you watch last night?
I don't want.
We need to know the movie that you watched last night.
Right? Like the Flash goes back in time and saves his mom, and it like actually messes up everything. Like you can never ever get back to the same moment in time.
And what you guys aren't realizing, you only have $11 in your bank account. You're going to go back in time. You'll still only have $11 in your bank account. You still won't even be able to buy Bitcoin.
Yeah, I don't know. About you got to have way more money.
You got to go back to the early days of Bitcoin and get it when it's pennies, man. Because you're only able to buy $10. Because you got to get some of that. You got to save some of that for gas money, man.
How far back would you go?
It was under a penny at one point, right?
Yeah, but do you need it to be under a penny? Like,
if you only have $11, if I have $11, I'm going back as far as I can.
if you guys are
Get
smart, you go
jobs.
back in time, you take a little ASIC miner with you, and you mine the entire fucking block.
You probably mine Bitcoin on your fucking cell phone.
That's right. It is,
Then you would ruin it because you would control all the hash rate.
yeah, you would you'd have so much hashing power, you'd just be getting block after block after block. That's what you do.
You alone would be.
I like how nobody
Then you
mentioned that we would stop COVID or like any shit like that. We're just all selfish, greedy fucks.
Yeah, I'm going back to high school and I'm actually becoming friends with Zuck and I'm getting in on that movie and that whole timeline as well. That I'm using his money to buy Bitcoin.
You're gonna push the Winklevoss twins out of the way, and then it's you and the Zuck.
Yeah. And what's the other guy who played by Andrew Garfield? Like that guy? I'm that guy now.
The guy who wrote the algorithm.
Yeah,
and then
like that.
You come back to the future and then you single-handedly destroy Bitcoin for life because you had 80% of the supply.
You lost your
wallet. I don't
wallet.
care because this is
We'll come back and we're all poor, and we're like, "What the fuck did you do, Mr. Dude?"
Like I would be
you
modest,
motherfucker.
though. Like, I would only
security. Get rid of these poor people.
I would probably just get like a couple $100 million worth of Bitcoin. I wouldn't be crazy. I wouldn't try to go nuts. I wouldn't wreck the supply. I would just, that's it. Maybe half
You
a billion.
put a really, really fucked up bet that Elon Musk is going to buy Twitter. And you would be fucking, that's what you do. You figure out some really fuck shit to bet money on at like 0.01% chances. You put $100 on all that and you just fly back to the future and figure out what hit.
Oh, dude. So what this is now we're getting interesting because what you could do is you could blast Pack and you could create Polymarket and then you're the house and you're creating all that stuff.
You need to get that Marty McFly sports book from the year 2000,
I was
right?
gonna say, like the Red Sox series, you're like the Cubs will break their curse.
You don't need it. You just
betting on
always
wild
bet on
things.
Tom Brady.
Yeah, it's true. You like just say the Leafs will still not win a Stanley Cup.
You're not going to get great odds for that.
Go back to the 80s and say Donald Trump might be president one day. What are the odds of that happening?
Man, that's like a long con, though. You got to like.
I think if you're going to make that bet, it's got to be during the 2016 presidential dinner where Obama makes fun of him for never being president. That would have been the moment to make that bet. Probably Obama has nightmares about that.
Like one of the most powerful people in the United States. Her name will be Monica.
You sick bastard.
You set a load right there.
Oh,
the jokes keep coming. I love it.
Or just sit by right now, right? Buy the dip and enjoy the future. I mean, that's another option, right?
Yeah, why don't we pretend that we did just travel 20 years into the past and act accordingly?
Let's do it.
Yeah, because
can we all travel together? Can we all just do this together and then brainstorm?
Now it's a cult. We just passed into cults. Yeah. I don't think we can all drink the Kool-Aid together.
Yeah, we're like the cult of John Malkovich or whatever. Do you remember that one? Being John Malkovich? That was a good one.
Film.
Yeah.
I don't remember that. I think I saw it, but I don't remember if I did or did not. My problem is, you guys know, I tend to fall asleep watching movies, so I just don't even try.
Well, you fell asleep during a doozy last night because what is all this fucking time travel craziness?
God,
but time machine.
It's real.
What do you guys travel back in time when you actually got Casper, which is very similar to Bitcoin, on the horizon? Why not just accumulate that?
No. Why? Why not just accumulate Bitcoin?
Why not just 100x long Doge
with Casper?
Just because I'm not saying like, okay, we know traveling back in time for us, maybe for aliens is possible, for us is not. So I see Casper or XRP as the best potential.
Yeah, I would definitely. I like XRP.
I guess I'd do that.
What's that?
So if I want to go back in time and then stay poor, I guess I would do that.
Well, no, it would be worth about
getting
the same as it was.
NFTs, man. Get CryptoPunk.
You're a masochist.
Oh yeah, that's a really good. You know what? Probably the best move you could make is to just mint a shitload of Bored Apes and make sure that you sell them at the top and never look back.
And punks. That would be amazing.
Or punks, yeah. That would be.
I feel like a lot of people had that
one
opportunity
of the
and
best coins
dumped it.
Cardano back in 2020. Like, I think that when people were getting stimulus, like they turned that like $1,400, like a couple $100,000 when Cardano went from like a couple cents up to like $3.
Yeah, I remember someone saying that.
Do you think how long do you think it's going to take for Cardano to get back up to $3?
I don't know. Honestly, I'm not really planning on it for it to get up there. I just need to get to $1.50 and have like 5 or 6 times my money, and I'm okay with that.
That's a good deal. I like that. Oh, I didn't even realize this. Holy cow. It's 9:53. Jeez.
We time traveled.
We did today. Holy cow. I time traveled to the end of the show almost. We didn't listen. There was no smash the like breaks. There was no nothing. It was just great conversation. Riveting. Y'all are amazing. Appreciate everyone
because
being
we've
here.
traveled back from the future, so we technically have already said that. So we just forgot to re-say it.
Oh, that's
so we've
right.
already changed the timeline.
That's right. Yeah. We're already screwing things
I
up.
already knew what all y'all were gonna say already.
Marty.
Like right now, I bet
quick,
any money J Change is about to tell you to retweet the space, and then he's going to tell you to go up and to the top to the JTron, and he's going to tell you to look for the post, the pin post, and follow the instructions, and then you may win some Gotti tokens.
Yeah,
I think that's what he might say.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Yeah, go to the pinned post on the Web3 Breakfast profile. It is also up into the Jumbotron, like Carrie said. And it starts a little like Bitcoin Thursday on Web3 Breakfast with some of those red sirens. Woo, woo, woo. You're going to want to read the instructions on there if you want to try to win some Gotti. I'm going to pull the winners for that just in a second here. So all my procrastinators and new listeners, if that's something you'd like to take advantage of, now is your time. And we're going to get to my guy, Justin's hand. What's up, dude?
Yeah, oh man, you guys are going crazy talking about replacing Bitcoin with what? Buying XRP? I don't know what that was about. That was hilarious. No offense, but that was definitely comedy for the time being and for the power of this asset. I'm not a maxi. Don't get me mistaken. Not a maxi. Caspa is pretty awesome, and I think that'd be a good buy as well. But before we do say the other goodbye, we got to drop a little alpha, right? Because this is the Bitcoin Breakfast Show. The corny lines and all. Don't worry, there are more coming. So we didn't get a chance to talk to the OpNet guys this week. I try to hop in the space as often as I can at 9:30ish is usually my availability. But why am I telling you this? Because I have to drop some alpha whenever possible. And what better place to do it than right here where people are eating Bitcoins for breakfast on Thursdays. So hope you guys, for anybody out there who runs a Bitcoin node or is familiar with CLI, if you understand what I'm saying, please raise a hand. I see one hand. I don't know if that's the point, but if you're in agreement or you're understanding, but CLI, you may want to check out Cat 20. And if you're not on Fractal Bitcoin, if you don't have FB, then WTFAYD, please. Okay. I have a link in my description, and it's not a shill. I have no reason to shill, but there's a link in the description of my bio that essentially links to my Discord. And I'm gonna post something super quickly. It doesn't mean that you have to follow it, but join the Discord. I'm trying to figure out how to get some of this Cat 20, because if you guys are familiar with Ordi came out at around 1,000 tokens per mint. And when Ordi was minting, Ordi's like the top performer. I don't think there's anything better performing than Ordi. Maybe Caspa, like Cas, but I don't think so. But for the cycle, Ordi came out at 1,000 mints per mint, 1,000 tokens per mint, pardon me. And if you were in the earlier days, that was maybe 3 sats if you byte, maybe 5 sats. So you may have spent $2 to get, or 3. Let's call it 5 USD to get 1,000 Ordi. And look at the price of Ordi today. So nothing has performed better than that, to my knowledge, this cycle that I've seen. Well, Cat 20 protocol just went live, essentially. And the only way to do it is if you're familiar with CLI. Okay, I'll leave it there. So if you guys know what I'm talking about, hit me up. I'm trying to drop the alpha. I'm not the most techie, tech savvy individual in a way, so I'm still trying to figure it out. If you can get on and you can remember that I gave you this information, just give me a handshake and toss something my way. I'll reimburse, but I'm not here for handouts. I want to let you guys know something that's very critical right now. The FB token again is on sale. I guess coin is on sale at a variety of marketplaces. So that is of course for fractal Bitcoin. A lot of people are bearish because they think that there's too much of a pre-mine, but I would look into it. I would also look into Bell. Why not? Why not talk about Bell's coin for like 20 seconds? Get into Bell's coin. The emissions cycle is actually is crazy. In the next couple of months, maybe 2 months, it's going to go into an epoch where there's a 90% reduction in the tokens that are released. And then 3 months from there, by roughly February 5th-ish or so, there will be another epoch that slashes those rewards again by 90%. So Bell's coin is a UTXO-based token. Blockchain that was created by Billy M2K, the same guy that created Doge. He forked Lucky Coin, and then he into Bell's coin, and then he turned forked Bell's coin into Doge. So technically, Bell's coin is older than Doge. For those of you who like Animal Crossing, you're familiar with Tom Nook. I know I'm saying a lot. Check out Bell's coin. This is definitely going to bring connections to Bitcoin. You're going to see OpNet on Bell's coin probably in the next week or two, or OpCat, sorry, not OpNet, OpCat, and OpNet, actually. You'll probably see that in the next week or two. And we're going to see roads that are allowing liquidity to flow from Bitcoin to Bell's coin, and of course to Fractal. So if you guys are not seeing what's happening with Bitcoin this cycle, honestly, I'm not here to tell you, but you got to just get out, like wake up. Like we have to wake up, guys. We're eating breakfast together. Let's do it together, J Chains. Like let's get the buffet going, man. I'll help out. I'll pour some juice.
There you go. Yeah, pour some syrup on it. Pour some syrup on it.
It's got to be maple syrup too, by the way.
I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you always coming in here and dropping the alpha. This is fantastic, man. And don't ever apologize if you say you're saying too much. I love it. You're saying all the right things. So I appreciate you being here, brother. Interlink, what's up, fam? And then I know Gringo had his hand up too. We'll get to you after.
Yo, what's going on, guys? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Nice. I want to give you guys a good shout out for putting on these shows, man. I definitely I want to try and get up more, but I'm always working. So, but I want to give a huge shout out to Corey for doing a bunch of the dance moves and keeping everybody happy. And Waddy, I've known him for a long time, so I definitely want to give some shout outs. Yeah, I don't want to talk about Interlink too much just yet. I mean, we do have a lot going on. We launched on March 30th. We have staking and farming that went live. We have what called alliance members. So we try and get a couple projects together that are kind of on the safer side. Like we do a little bit of research. Everyone still has to do their own research, but any of those members are available as rewards tokens on our staking and farming platform. We have a centralized exchange. We have a pinball game coming out for PlayFi soon.
Nice.
It's going to be Web 2, Web 3. It's going to be pretty badass.
Did you say PlayFi?
Yep.
What's that?
PlayFi is a Web3 based platform. My buddy Cube runs it. They actually have a token as well. I'll get him. I'll talk to him and try and get him up on the show one day.
Yeah. So Wednesdays we do gaming, Web3 gaming. That'd be fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, the dude's a monster when it comes to gaming. He's been in. He's worked with Rockstar Games,
nice.
Forza, a bunch of other stuff. So he would be perfect to come on the Web3 gaming show.
Hell yeah, dude! Love that, man. Appreciate that.
Sweet.
Look, well, we'll definitely we'll set you up, and we'll when you guys when you're ready to talk all about what you got going on with Interlink, man, just let me know, and we'll get a segment set up for you.
Awesome, dude. By the way, everybody calls me Trucker. That's how they usually know me in the space, but my name is Frank. But definitely appreciate it, guys, and I thank you.
Absolutely, brother. Trucker. And you said Trucker or Frank, right?
Yeah, Trucker or Frank. It doesn't matter.
Cool. Appreciate you, dude. Gringo.
Hey, yeah, friends. Hello, Trucker. Hello, friends. Justin, thank you for passing the bacon with the Bitcoin for breakfast here. I wanted to throw in a little alpha with you. Cat 20 market, I found, actually has the cat token you were referring to. If anyone's interested, Cat 20. I don't know anything about them. I just saw that Programmable Runes posted something about them. So yeah, Justin, if you're interested in the cat token, Cat20 Market has it. Cat20market.com, I believe. And that's it. That's Mike Syrup.
There it is. Pouring some syrup on it. All right, let's get some winners. I want to make sure that 3 of you, thank you to M-Kid and the Gotti crew for extending that one more. One more of you is in. Listen, you know what's crazy is that yesterday on the show when I was talking about this, I had said, listen, in another dimension, in another time space continuum, that the winners had already been picked. So that's totally gotten fucked up because in that time continuum, there was 2 winners. But what we did today is we altered the course of reality and we made it 3 winners. So we just improved society by 50%.
Yeah.
I think so. At least the sentiment. I think everybody's happier today. Everyone's like, when they heard it, like when he said we're giving it to 3 people, do you not say, oh shit, I'm gonna win today? I know at least a couple of you did. Like,
we got to increase the odds. We got to increase the odds and make it a little bit better for everybody.
I love it.
Right? I mean, the odds in crypto right now have been a little rough over time. So let's increase the odds a little bit better.
You know, here's the deal. You talk about odds. I'm going to tell you something right now. Odds of Bitcoin going up or down right now are 50-50. No one knows. No one knows, right? I can tell you with 100% satisfaction guaranteed, 3 people are going to make money today. 3 people. Drum roll, please. Woo! And the winners of
Like
today's
300%.
draw are Hayun, Shinji Otaru, and Gustavo Fring. Oh, I didn't do the damn. This is what I meant to do. Sorry. There you go. You can see that I actually picked it. Huin. Sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. My apologies. Congratulations. Shinji Otaru. Congratulations. Gustavo Fring. Congratulations. Shout out to everybody who did attempt to try to win. Tomorrow is going to be your day because guess what? We're giving away 5. Unless something changes.
And also, AJ, if you didn't win Gotti today up in the Jumbotron, it is the 5th post as a link to the OpenSea MetaVixens auction. So you can get yourself in there, get yourself a MetaVixen 5 dropped this week. It's they're all like scary themed. Ooh, spooky. Ooh. So you can go up there and buy yourself a MetaVixen. Ends tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern time.
All right. Hey, ends right at the showtime tomorrow. Very interesting. Was that a coincidence? I don't know.
It's the same time every week, but yeah, we like to then maybe we can announce every other week, and then we can announce the winners on here. Ooh.
Oh, fun. That'll be great. All right. Well, I think that's about it for Wadi, go for it, brother.
Yeah, you almost forgetting the birthday song, bro.
Yes.
I think that was on purpose, but go ahead, Wadi.
Yeah,
you don't let him forget.
Yeah, no, I can let him do that, you know.
Yep.
All right, so here it goes. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mr. New. Happy birthday to you.
Beautiful. Oh, man.
Thank you, Wadi. I will remember that forever.
Wow, you just got a standing ovation there. Great. I love that, man. I love when you do that. That was fun. We had a great time celebrating Mr. Dude's birthday. I love our community, man. You guys are great. It literally just fits right into the whole thing of what we do and our mission and what we're trying to accomplish. So I appreciate you guys, everybody that came and participated. And if you just sat and listened or watched, man, appreciate you. If you did just sit and listen or watch the live stream, if you could do me a solid, if you could do Mr. Dude a solid, and everyone else that sat up on the speaker stage today and participated, just throw a like to the video, smash the like, hit the heart. Make sure that you follow. If you are here on Twitter, make sure that you follow everybody that was up here on stage because we got some winners in this community, man. And the opinions and the things that come out in our conversation. I'll tell you what, I love this part of my day. This is my favorite hour of the day, hands down. And so hopefully soon at some point it can be more than an hour every day. But for now, this is where we're at.
See you tomorrow at the breakfast table.
We'll see you guys tomorrow at the breakfast table. Remember, make yourself better today than you were yesterday. We'll see you tomorrow, and maybe feeling a little bit different. Maybe you sleep a little differently tonight. Maybe. Who knows? Remember, just keep it consistent. Keep it 100. That's all you got to do. Love you guys. Adios, my amigos. Mi amigos.